Hi, I'm Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net, and I want to talk about the fundamentals of being a great partner, which is the way you create a great relationship. Any article that you read on relationships and how they last and why they're good for as many years as they are, you will always read comments about communication. But rarely do people break down how we are to communicate. Communication isn't just words, and it isn't talking. It is a detailed, clear, specific analysis that our partner can understand, not just what we want, why we want what we want, and why it means so much to us. When I really peel back all the problems that people have had in their relationships that have fallen apart, whether they're new or they're established, it always comes back to poor communication skills. I think since day one in all of my partnerships, I've always sought to be a better partner. And I've taken every bit of information I had in one relationship, taken the time to assess it, and come back into a new relationship with greater skills, but primarily really clear communication. So think of it as though we have a control panel. And maybe you've got this in your home, in the laundry room or outside, and it's where all the switches are and where the switches align. There will be times that your partner trips one of those wires. There's an issue, there's a conflict. Now, only you know how your wiring works. It is your responsibility to explain clearly to your partner what happened, why it happened, and what you would like to have had happen instead as far as their response. Without this information, your communication will be words. It will sound sarcastic. It will sound like nagging. It will sound like complaining. It will sound like fault finding. But it will not give your partner the valuable information that they need to be a great partner to you. We each have our quirks and our personalities, and you may not think that you have these things. But believe me, the more you can explain to your partner how you are, the way you are, and why you are the way that you are, they will come to understand you and they'll accept it. Nobody takes a blanket answer like, well, that's the way it is. No, that's not the way it is for everybody. It may be that way for you. The greater understanding is why you're formed that way. And in the beginning of relationships, we can have very confusing behaviors that people don't understand, and they will assume the worst. For example, my friend just spent the first weekday with his new girlfriend. Now, they had only known each other on weekends, lovey-dovey, warm, relaxed. When that alarm clock went off at 6 o'clock, she bolted out of the bed on a weekday, Jekyll and Hyde, became a completely different person, cold, shut down, abrupt in her answers, not looking at him. He felt such a tangible difference that he thought she was irritated with him. He thought the relationship was over. Now, he's not overly sensitive. It's just it was so extreme. This other persona took over. Imagine the fighting that could have been avoided had she known enough about herself to say, hey, just so you know, this thing about me, so you've only seen me on the weekends, but during the week, I'm focused. Like the minute I get up, my job is so high pressure. If I seem a little aloof or cold, it is nothing personal, baby. Just bear with me. Case solved. I know numerous people have asked me to go on vacations with them. I know myself so well now that I give an exposition right off the bat. I don't even say yes or no. I say, let me tell you how I am. And you can decide if this is something you want. I've traveled all over the world and I've lived all over the world. The last thing I'm going to be doing is getting on a tour bus at 6 in the morning and rushing all over to see the tourist sites. I don't do it that way. If the person I'm going with wants that kind of partner, it is not me. Just by simply saying what I do and what I don't do, when I go on vacation, I like to relax. I'll do a big event, but I also don't stay out late at night. If you want to go clubbing and you want to be dancing till 4 in the morning, I'm not your party girl. If all this is good to you, then we'll be fine. Now, simply by doing that, I've had the most enjoyable foreign trips. Imagine if I didn't say what I know about myself to a person and they were expecting, because of no conversation, they're disappointed that I'm not on a tour bus. They're irritated that I don't go at their pace. They don't understand why I don't want to go dancing till 4 in the morning. You solve all of these by saying what you know of yourself. We need to be very clear in explaining how we work, why we work a certain way, and what we know about ourselves. In all a partnership, whether it's friendship or it's love, when we explain our position, our partner has a reference and they don't take things personally. If anything, they're grateful and they work with us. Try this if you're having a problem currently with your partner. Think about explaining how you work in your control panel and seeing if they don't suddenly feel relieved because they thought it was something completely different. Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net. And if you prefer listening to podcasts, please tune into the Susan Winter Show on iTunes. Thank you.